Now, if you live in Florida, you might know that the glass bottom boat was invented right here in Silver Springs, Florida. If you didn't, don't worry. I did some digging. Let's get into it. Now, before I get going, okay, there's two people, all right, that claim that they invented the first glass boat. Now, the first one, his name was Philip Morrell, all right? Now, he had an idea of making this glass boat, but he never really put it into play. But then a guy comes along named Hallam Jones, and he actually turned this thing into what it is today. Now, I couldn't find any pictures of either of those two gentlemen, and I couldn't find the picture of the original boat that was used, all right, for the first boat of this tour. But what they actually did was they actually cut like a little space in between a boat, all right? And they actually just glued some glass to the bottom of the boat so you can see the fish. Genius idea. Now, all of this is going on around 1878, all right? Now, everybody's starting to hear about this tour with these glass boats, all right? And the word is really getting out. It's getting up north. I'm talking about far as New York. So everybody started coming down here to do this tour. Now, seeing that so many people were interested in these boat rides, this turned into like Florida's really first attraction, all right? But at the turn of the century, in the early 1900s, somebody else buys it and they introduce gas boats to the situation. Now, business is booming, right, in this Silver Springs area, right? Because instead of them just being able just to carry a couple of people on a boat, they can now carry a boatload of people on these tours. Now, with so many people being interested in coming here, they add to the attractions, all right? So they also add a jungle tour, which I did a video on Silver Springs, the jungle tours, where they started releasing the monkeys. Y'all gotta go back and look at it. But they also added a zoo exhibit here at Silver Springs. Now, for the next, 30, 40 years, this place is booming, all right? But when desegregation happened, okay, something about this area changed up a little bit, because now African Americans are supposed to be able to join these boat cruises. Now, before I move forward, all right, I gotta read these headlines real quick, and I know I never do them in the middle of the video, but it's important before I move on, okay? So, the owners of Silver Springs Attraction, all right, Carl Ray and W.M. Shorty Davidson opened up Paradise Park in 1949 as a tourist attraction for African Americans only, all right? The park was located just south of Silver Springs and stayed in operation until the late 1960s. Now, at the time, there was only about 3 beaches that would let black people come and swim. So something like this was really popular, all right, being able to come to the Springs, all right? And then up the road, they didn't think it was popping like this, but everything that they had it, and it was better. Now, first off, let's just get going with this. We had a black Steve Irwin out here, okay? My dog was wrestling alligators, and they had a famous alligator that was there, and his name was Old Coochie. Man, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You gotta be a special kind of person to be inside of an alligator thing like this, sitting on one while 2 other ones just chilling. 3, it's another, that's a tail of one. It's one in the water. I'm not gonna be around these many alligators at one time without some kind of protection. Now, this the thing as well, it was free to come to this park. It was free to come to Paradise Park. And the thing about it is that the only thing you had to pay for if you wanted to go swimming, they get you a towel, whatever, whatnot, boom, you in there. But all of this stuff was free. Just come and enjoy yourself. And on top of that, they had their own beauty pageant. I'm gonna be real with you. This place was probably like BCR before BCR was BCR. Feel what I'm saying? Now, this wasn't no little show, all right? So if you won the beauty pageant, you actually, get talked about for a year. Ebony Magazine actually would, do a story on you if you won this beauty pageant. Now, if you don't know what Ebony Magazine is, it started back in the 1950s, I think they said, or 40s. So the 40s or the 50s, I don't know. You gotta do your research, but just Google Ebony Magazine and you'll see why. And also, the Army would rent this place out, all right? And for all the black soldiers, they would let them come and ride these tours for free, do everything they wanted to do in here, just enjoy the day, have a day off or whatever, whatnot. But another cool thing is that the Army actually donated money to this place to keep it up and running. Now, in the later years with Paradise Park, right before they closed, they were only open from 1949 into the mid 1960s, all right? But before they closed, they only were open on holidays, all right, and the weekends, okay? But this place, after they closed down and desegregation actually kicked in, it still ran tours, and it's still running tours today. Now, things are a little different. You can do the bigger boats, but they also let you get the smaller boats with just a few people so you can see the manatees, all right? But the idea of the glass bottom boat, all right, is everywhere now. Anywhere that has water tours with clear water and you see a glass bottom boat, just know that this was invented in Florida. The more you know. Peace.